OK, we're going to start with England, and with 1 day to go before their round of 16 clash with Slovakia, there's yet another concern at left-back for Gareth Southgate. Let's go live to our chief reporter, Kaveh Solhekol, who is at England's training base. Kaveh, great to see you. So concerns over Trippier, but I guess we'll get a clearer picture in the next hour or so what the latest is, right?
Yes, we'll be watching England train in about 90 minutes' time. And I think one of the first things we've got to look out for is whether Kieran Trippier is training. Now, the situation with him is that he hasn't taken part in the main England training session for the past 2 days. On Thursday, we were told that he wasn't taking part in the main session just to manage his workload. Obviously, he's been training, playing a lot. But as you mentioned there, left back has been a problem position for England during this tournament. Gareth Southgate only came to Germany with one recognised left back in his squad. That is Luke Shaw. Well documented that he has had injury problems. He hasn't played for Manchester United since February, but he's back taking part in full training sessions, and I think there is a chance that Luke Shaw could feature at some point in the game against Slovakia tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if he was to start that game, but he may get some minutes in the second half. So if Kieran Trippier can't play at left back, who could potentially come in for him? Well, Ezri Konsa of Aston Villa is a possibility. He may come in, but it should all become clearer. And there we can see actually the England team coach going off to the training session. We can't quite see if the players are in there, but I'm assuming they are. And that training session, of course, will start just under 90 minutes time. And you can watch the first 15 minutes live on Sky Sports News.
Kaveh, you would hope that they're in the coach rather than getting a bicycle there, considering what happened with Mr. Gordon yesterday. Now, aside from the left-back situation, in terms of wholesale changes, is there a temptation there from Southgate? Do you think he's actually going to do it?
I wouldn't put money on it. This is such a big game for England. It's a knockout game. If it goes wrong, they will be flying home. That I don't think Gareth Southgate is going to make too many changes. I think the one change that he will make is that Kobbie Mainoo will come into the midfield to play alongside Declan Rice. I know he's only 19 years old, and some people may think it's a bit of a risk to play him in that position in such a big game. But he was so impressive when he came on for the second half against Slovenia on Tuesday. He looked like he formed an instant partnership with Declan Rice. Gareth Southgate has been talking about the fact that he's been looking for a replacement for Calvin Phillips to play alongside Declan Rice. And I thought Kobbie Mainoo did exceptionally well in that role for 45 minutes. And I think everything is pointing towards Mainoo starting tomorrow night. Regarding other changes, I know there's a clamour for Cole Palmer to play maybe instead of Bukayo Saka. I think probably Gareth Southgate is going to stick with Bukayo Saka. Of course, he's got the option of bringing Cole Palmer on in the second half. The other side of the pitch as well, there's a bit of a clamour for Anthony Gordon to start in that position because he naturally plays there. He's very direct. He can carry the ball forward. He will give the Slovakian right back something to think about. But then if you're going to start with Anthony Gordon, it probably means that Phil Foden would have to be on the bench. And Phil Foden has been one of England's best players at this tournament. So I think it would be a big, big call for Gareth Southgate to start with Anthony Gordon. That's why I think he'll probably stick with Phil Foden. But again, look out for Gordon maybe coming on in the second half because he is a player who's very, very confident and I think he can still have a big impact at these Euros.
And just as you speak, I'm seeing bicycles going behind your head as well. Anthony Gordon and bicycles, you can't separate them at the moment. What are England's plans following the morning training session today then?
Yeah, it's quite a busy day for them. Obviously, they will be training in, about 80 minutes' time. We can be present and we can film the first 15 minutes. The rest of the training session will be closed. Then after that training session, they will fly to Gelsenkirchen. There's a airport here very close by that they use. They will fly to Gelsenkirchen. It's quite a short flight. And then this evening at the stadium, they will have to take part in their media duties. That means there will be a news conference with Gareth Southgate and a player sitting next to him as well. This evening, of course, they will be staying at their hotel near Gelsenkirchen. And then tomorrow morning, what usually happens is that after breakfast, the England players leave the hotel, go to a nearby football pitch, training ground, and they have what's called an activation session. Sort of very, very, very light training session where normally they just walk through some of their set-piece routines. And then it's back to the hotel, probably have some lunch, relax in their hotel rooms, and then make their way to the Auf Schalke Arena, which is a brilliant football stadium. And of course, it will be absolutely packed tomorrow for this crucial game.